welcome back to Fairview Farm. It is May the 20th and our chickens need a little bit of food. They're still producing some nice amount of eggs, so we're going to start off by feeding them today. We also need to get the next load of silage down to the BGA, so they're expecting that today. And things have dried out rather nicely on our fields, on our hay fields, and we can start rowing that up. So we're going to be doing that today as well. So it's a fairly busy day on the farm. We're expecting the stuff to come here next week to start doing the pellets. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a big day on here. And then we've only got a bit of a run left until we get to the harvest. In fact, let's go and have a look at the condition of our barley field now. And yeah, barley's looking quite healthy and nice and growing well. So we still got those couple of patches of weeds in the middle of the field, but they're not too bad. We'll be okay with those. Those will only drop the yield in a very small amount. But otherwise, everything seems to be running well. We've got our overloading or our high-tip bucket on here, which has worked really well in the past for loading up the silage. So we're going to get that doing. And I'm looking forward to being able to sort out the far end of this. We've still got all of this. We've got a whole load of grass that's grown on the base of the on the base of our silage pit here, our silage clamp with this. So I want to try and clear that out. We should get that cleared out by the end of the year as well. Our cut of silage for this year, of course, will start in a few months, and we'll be filling this pit this year. So we tend to rotate them because it takes a year odd to get everything down to the BGA. Right, let's get this out, and we'll park this across the front of the barn door as we normally do. Gonna go out actually through the grass field, I think, this time. We can come in through that way at the end of the or when we come back, but just easier to maneuver with the chickens about this way. Alternatively, I can just come in this way and park like this next time as well. Either way works. So yeah, let's get this loaded up, and then we can do the load down to the BGA for this month. We'll get nicely paid for that, and then we just need to start rowing up the hay ready for that all-important pellet harvester that is, or the pellet maker that's going to be here soon. Really looking forward to that. That's gonna be a big day and quite a big adventure for the farm as well, I think. One interesting thing about the grass that's grown in this silo is that we're able to see exactly what our progress is over the year for selling this silage. It's been a fair amount that we've done over the months, and we're doing 30,000 litres a month. So it's a fair amount of silage that we're doing here. And yeah, we're able to very easily see the progress that we've got. I think that might be everything. Let me just have a look in here. Oh no, I think we can fit one more. We're not quite clipping it yet, and in fact, yeah, I think one more load at the front of the lorry might do the trick. So we'll just plonk this into here. And there we go. That is nicely collected up. And yeah, this will bring us in a good amount of money. Again, it processes over a while. Our contract is basically to give the BGA silage throughout the year to keep the power on. It actually helps to power our farm as well, so we get a little bit back for that. Yeah, it's quite a useful setup, this, for us. Keeps the lights on, keeps our electricity costs down, and it's fairly friendly for everything. There we go. Yeah, let's turn that off then, and we'll head off. I need to open this gate. Closed it, and I actually need to have it open in order for us to head out and get this tip. So we'll head out to the BGA and get this tipped out. I'm quite pleased that these roads are fairly quiet most of the time. Trying to get past other vehicles down here can be quite tricky. Lots of reversing up for one of you as you go, and yeah, depending on where you are along this road, that can be fairly difficult. I'm actually hoping to get my first glimpse of the pelleting setup today. The actual pelleting factory, barn, whatever center, I'm not exactly sure what they're calling it, is set up here at the BGA. In fact, you might be able to see it then just the other side. So let's get this tipping up and done. We'll back this up and get it tipped, and yeah, we'll go and have a quick look, because I think the shed that it's all set up in is just over the other side there. So that'll tip into the BGA, and meanwhile, yeah, this is the brand new pelleting facility that has been set up down here. As I said, it's kind of a community setup like the BGA, and if we pop in the door here, you can see that this is the pelleting processing plant. So we should be able to come and tip in here, I think we tip into these areas here, and the crane then fills things up and starts processing the pellets onto pallets, yeah, and bags, and then we'll get some of the bags out of here. The rest will be sold off. And of course, over here, this is the piece of kit that is going to be up at the farm in the next few days. A Krone Primos 5000 pelleting machine, and the Class 940 Axion that's running it. This is the biggest tractor I've ever seen here up on Fairhead. Over 350 horsepower. I think it's 375 horsepower on that tractor. Just an absolute beast. And yeah, all of that setup is something that is owned by the community at large up here. All the farmers around here are looking to take advantage of being able to do this. And I'm actually thinking, looking at the size of that piece of kit, we might cart the pellets with this and use our truck to cart, especially if we're coming from right over the far side of Fairhead to come and deliver the pellets up here. So yeah, might be better to use this than our 7610, which has less capacity and is slower, and so is going to make the whole thing take much more time. So yeah, I think best bet for us then is going to be we'll use this truck, we'll fill this, we'll fill up with pellets from this, and then go from there. They actually have space for a second load down at the BGA today, so I'm going to bring us back into the yard, park up, and we'll refill and take another load out. I'm just thinking about using this on the fields. We might need to see if we can put some ag tires on it, I think. I'm worried about it doing too much damage to the fields. We want to, of course, keep our grass fields maintained as well as possible. They're pretty good, the grass fields, but there is a certain amount of slip on them. Just about refilled the lorry. One more bucket full should do it. The great thing about doing two loads is, with this holding 4,000 litres a go, we basically get a half a bucket over from the first one, and then the second one we are able to then just put that half a bucket in and end up with a good amount, or end up with a full bucket at the end. So it works out quite well for us from that point of view. Right, we'll park this up in here, turn it off. And there might be a little, yeah, it's a little residual in the actual bucket, but I can now take this and get this tipped, and that will be the BGA nice and happy for a little while, and we can, or at least for another month, and we can get back here and start rowing up all of this hay, ready for the pelleting in the next week. And back down to the BGA for the second time. We'll get this tipped out into the system, and I'll be able to go from there. Works so well, the system we have here. And let's hit that there, and we're all good. So I want to get this parked up now and out the way, and then we'll go out and we'll start getting things windrowed up. That means that if we can get the first field done today, in a couple of days we'll be able to get out here with the actual piece of kit. That's not great. I need to go in there straighter. It's not the easiest thing to do here. Right, there we go. Bit straighter in, and then we can avoid the edge of the door. We know we're avoiding stuff on the other side. So yeah, all good and slotted in nicely. Just need to get our wheel loader in as well. I'm actually going to put it in front ways. I'll bring this round and just park this in here like so. Gives easy access to the combine. Actually doesn't give us easy access to the truck. And if we're going to use the truck tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but when that's needed, we might as well park this over here and keep it out of the way, ready for that. And that means we now want to get our little reform out. This is perfect for doing the windrowing. It's perfect for doing all of our grass work on the farm. So we'll avoid the chickens who are flapping about. But they do tend to stay fairly close to their hutch, which is quite useful. Means they're out of my way most of the time. And backed up to here. We've actually returned the mower and the tedder that we did have. Those were only here on a test. I'm quite pleased with the with how that worked. We are gonna borrow the mower again when we do a cut later in the year to see how things go. For now, though, I've returned both of them because they're not ours, and I don't need to have them on the farm. Fold this out, and we'll get started. I actually decided to go around the field the other way. It gets the steep hill from the side behind me out the way. It means it's going downhill, but also the arm from the pellet machine that would be in the hedge. So yeah, we want to try and keep things out a little bit. I did try and already go around a bit of the field, but not quite so happy with trying to pull it out of the bushes, the hay. So we're going to stick a little bit further in, and hopefully that will clear things up a bit. It's going to be an interesting setup on here, I think. It might be a little bit of fun getting everything to work as I want. First headland done, and we are rowing things up quite nicely. There are a couple of wet patches. You can see a couple of piles there that were a little bit wetter than I would have liked, but otherwise This grass is all running quite nicely. We'll have to see what those wet patches do going into the pellet machine. I'm going to do 3 headlands on here, though. So we're going to go around 3 times, give our machine a lot of space to work. And that then should mean that we have an easier time as possible. I'm a little worried about the headland, how well we're going to be able to do that from this. But we'll see how it goes, and hopefully won't be too much of a problem. All seems to be going fairly well on here. I'm happy. This grass, well, this hay is nice and dry, ready to be processed. I think at the top end of the field, I might need to rework the field a little bit. We're getting a little bit close to the barn, and I think I might need to pull away a little bit further from that in future. For now, though, this is a good place for me to end. I will continue and we'll get everything rode up over the next few days, ready for the pellets. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.